Hello, denizens. Well, I saw F1 the movie with my son and son-in-law in a full theater. Here is my review. There might be spoilers. I don't know. We'll see as I blather along. It stars Javier Bardem, Damson Idris, Kerry Condon, and that Brad Pitt guy. Also, a smattering of real F1 drivers and team managers. I'm not going to spend valuable time telling you who all these actors played and what their relationships were because it doesn't matter. Bottom line, it's a sports film that's really well done. And, for the most part, we all know the beats of sports films, and there are only a few ways they end. It's the journey that makes it interesting. The elements of that journey would include having movie stars you want to see, a good script with snappy lines, memorable performances, and cinematography that screams, "Do you see all the money that we spent?" Most everyone is calling this Top Gun Maverick in cars, and they're not wrong. After all, the team of director Joseph Kosinski and writer Aaron Kruger, behind Top Gun Maverick are also behind F1. If you can believe it, the plot is even thinner here. The bad guy is an omnipresent, evil cloud of financial ruin until the end, where in a nice twist, it becomes a corporeal entity. But forget about that. You can distill the movie down to lots of Brad Pitt and racing footage. As an F1 fan, the movie has a bit of Minecraft in it. And by that, I mean all its F1 Easter eggs. Oh, there's Verstappen. Oh, Alonso, Norris, Hamilton, Mercedes. Oh, look at this, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull. My son and I are going to the Hungaroring F1 track in Hungary in a couple of weeks, and we got a preview of it in the movie. If we were the kind of people who indulged in girly giggling, we would have. Then again, as much as it is about car racing, I thought it might have a wider appeal than Top Gun, mainly because of Pitt and an adequate number of topless scenes. If Tom Cruise is the band The Who, then Brad Pitt is Led Zeppelin. All the main characters are overcoming personal demons or recent divorces because of personal demons. Javier Bardem, not lacking in charm, and Pitt make a great pair of old chums with history. Damson Idris as the young teammate with the chip on his shoulder and attitude was a nice surprise. I think a rising star in the making. But then again, isn't this why you hire top casting agents? Kerry Condon no longer having to put up with those two morons from the Banshees of Inisherin, put in a nice turn as F1's first female car designer. A bit of a women in STEM moment, but why not? The romance parts were brief, but apparently still too much for my son-in-law. The movie was in short supply of supermodel types in clingy outfits one might see at F1 races, but no matter. And even with the abundance of in-car race footage, it was curiously lacking in gear porn. Then again, they don't muck with engines in F1. You get 3 for the year that you swap in and out as needed. But the racing segments of the movie is the real star. Much like Top Gun with its in-jet camera footage, rigged up race cars provided as realistic an in-car experience as one could get. CGI was used sparingly to enhance weather conditions and virtual extras and create seamless camera transitions. It's a movie you definitely want to see in IMAX. Still, there is real and there is theatrical. There is no lack of in-car footage available during a real F1 race, but it's stabler, surprisingly, and a bit more sterile than what was in F1, the movie. I wonder if they looked at their rushes and thought, damn, we need to make this way more bumpy to convey the forces the driver experiences. And it's wonderfully sloppy in places, which is great. A hand turning the steering wheel would cover the lens, and it just gave it the right kind of feel. Good on for probably a ton of experimenting that they did to try to get that kind of experience. And in this regard, I think this succeeded. I would not want to be the editor having to sift through all the footage shot for this movie. I thought they could have wrapped the movie up about 10 minutes sooner, but the three of us gave it a solid thumbs up. There is a term in movies and TV called production value. It's the voice in the back of your head when you're watching a movie that says, wow, there's a shit ton of money put into this thing. And F1 has that special gloss that confirms you haven't wasted your exorbitant ticket purchase. This movie looks spectacular, in no half measure because it was shot on the actual racetracks in and around actual race days. Max Verstappen, world champion from the Red Bull team, had complained the crew was constantly in his way. A punch-up between Pitt and Verstappen, that would have been a nice addition. We are in this weird moment in time where theaters are not giving us many reasons to go there because there aren't a lot of movies giving us a reason to go there. F1 is one of those movies that gives us a reason to go there. My sense is that its appeal is not going to be as great as that of Top Gun Maverick, but I hope it does well, and for a reason you might not think. This is an Apple TV Plus movie. As a streamer, it suffers from a branding issue in that we know in a couple of weeks you will be able to just watch it on Apple TV Plus at home. Even though Universal and Paramount have their streaming services, the brands still harken back to the bygone era of cinema enough that it's not the first thing that pops into your head, except Universal has a horrible reputation for releasing their movies for VOD and streaming far too quickly. Netflix releases movies to theaters only when there is a contractual obligation to do so. The Apple TV Plus brand does not scream theatrical experience. Amazon is investing in more theatrical releases due to its purchase of MGM. I think Apple should buy the Miramax brand from Disney, as they are doing sweet dick all with it. As I've said previously, the studios, the streamers, the theaters have to sort this all out because it's a huge mess. One last thing about our friends at Apple. The movie was gently strewn with lots of Apple gear, from Pitt's AirPods Max headphones to the computers at Condon's disposal. So there you go. Did you see F1 the movie? What did you think? Till next time, denizens, be seeing you. Rum, 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 rum.